Take a quiet moment and close your eyes. Let yourself experience the feeling of complete financial freedom. Imagine that the abundance you have always wanted is not waiting somewhere in the future. It belongs to you right now. This is not about hoping or wishing, it is about recognizing what already exists within you. The wealth you desire is not separate from who you are. It has been waiting for you to acknowledge it. There is a principle that changes everything once you truly understand it. It is greater than luck, harder work, or perfect timing. It is the law of assumption. Whatever you consistently accept as true within yourself eventually becomes the reality you experience outside of yourself. You are not meant to spend your life chasing millions or pleading for prosperity. Instead, become the version of yourself who already lives in abundance. Think like that person, speak like that person, make decisions from that place. Carry yourself with the quiet confidence of someone who knows they are already wealthy. Think about every successful business, every beautiful home, every fortune ever created. Before any of those things appeared in the physical world, they first existed as an idea, a belief, and a vision in someone's imagination. Everything visible begins in the invisible. This is why the feeling comes first. Before money can become part of your experience, you must first become familiar with the feeling of already having it. Not for a few minutes during a visualization, but as a steady inner state that follows you throughout your day. Many people unknowingly keep wealth out of reach because they believe it belongs to tomorrow. They repeat phrases like, "One day I'll be financially free," never realizing that those words place abundance further into the future. Life only responds to the present moment. There is no someday, there is only now. The instant you fully identify as someone who is already prosperous, your external world begins adjusting to reflect that identity. Reality always follows your dominant assumption. There is another truth that is often overlooked. Wealth naturally flows toward a peaceful mind. Anxiety, desperation, and constant worry create resistance. Calm confidence removes that resistance. When you trust that abundance belongs to you, you stop forcing life to prove itself. You allow it to unfold. People who live with quiet certainty seem to attract opportunities effortlessly, while those consumed by doubt continue searching for answers that never satisfy them. Your responsibility is not to figure out every step. You do not need to know exactly how everything will happen. The path reveals itself as you continue believing it already exists. Money is not attracted by stress. It responds to conviction. Stop focusing on what appears to be missing. Instead, begin seeing yourself as someone whose hands are already full. Replace thoughts of "I need" with the confidence of "I already have." That simple shift changes everything. One of the greatest expressions of faith is gratitude. Not gratitude for something that might arrive someday, but appreciation for what you already accept as yours. Give thanks today as though your financial freedom is already part of your life, not because you are trying to convince reality, but because your belief has already changed. Gratitude confirms your faith, and faith shapes experience. Your moment is not waiting in the distance, it is here. You are not becoming wealthy someday. You are choosing to recognize yourself as wealthy now. Feel it deeply, accept it completely, live from that place, and allow life to reflect your certainty. Now imagine yourself surrounded by everything you once believed was out of reach. Financial freedom, comfort, security, the ability to live exactly as you choose. Notice how natural it feels. Notice how peaceful it feels. If you can genuinely experience those emotions before your circumstances change, you have discovered one of the greatest creative principles available to you. The emotional state always comes before the physical result. Most people make the mistake of allowing their circumstances to decide how they feel. They check their bank account and immediately feel limited. They receive another bill and become anxious. They compare themselves to others and feel discouraged. Without realizing it, they continue feeding the exact emotional patterns that recreate the same experiences. The outside world simply mirrors your inner condition. What appears around you is constantly reflecting what you consistently accept within yourself. Nothing can become part of your life until it first becomes part of your consciousness. Financial abundance does not arrive because you desperately want it. It appears because you have become the person who naturally expects it. Your imagination is not meant to help you escape reality. It is the creative space where reality is first designed. When you consistently imagine yourself as already prosperous and emotionally accept that identity, your outer world gradually aligns with that inner picture. This has nothing to do with pretending or ignoring facts. It is about changing your identity at its deepest level. Someone who truly feels wealthy does not wake up consumed by fear about money every morning. They move through life with quiet confidence. They naturally expect opportunities. They trust that solutions appear. They assume their needs are always met. That is the state you are choosing today. Do not wait until you see evidence before adopting this mindset. Become that person first. The evidence follows. Many people have spent their lives believing that wealth only comes through endless struggle, sacrifice, and exhaustion. They have been taught that harder work alone guarantees financial success. Yet experience tells a different story. If effort alone created wealth, every person working long hours would already be financially free. If that were true, the richest people would always be the ones working the hardest. Clearly, life does not operate that way. Some people spend decades struggling just to survive, while others seem to attract opportunities with remarkable ease. The difference is often found in the assumptions they consistently hold about themselves. Life responds less to what you wish for and more to the identity you repeatedly live from. If you continue identifying with lack, you will continue noticing lack. If you define yourself through struggle, struggle becomes familiar. But when prosperity becomes your natural self-image, your experiences begin reflecting that inner belief. Unexpected opportunities appear. Helpful connections enter your life. New ideas arrive at the perfect time. Doors begin opening where none seemed to exist before. This is not about fantasy. It is about understanding how your inner state shapes your experience. Every remarkable success begins long before the world recognizes it. Those who achieve extraordinary things first believe in themselves before anyone else does. They refuse to wait for external proof. Instead, they become living proof through the assumptions they consistently maintain. Begin today by letting go of the belief that money exists outside of you. Stop treating abundance like something distant that must constantly be chased. Claim it as part of your identity. Feel the freedom it brings. Feel the confidence. Feel the security. Let those emotions become familiar until they feel completely natural. When you no longer search for wealth because you already identify with it, you create the conditions for your outer world to reflect that inner certainty. That is where true transformation begins. Even if your eyes cannot see a single piece of evidence yet, choose to live from the reality where your desire is already fulfilled. Let that feeling shape your thoughts, influence your decisions, and become part of the way you move through life. Don't wait for proof before you believe. Believe first, and allow your inner conviction to become stronger than your current circumstances. There will be moments when doubt tries to return. Old patterns of fear, worry, and uncertainty may tempt you to fall back into familiar thinking. When that happens, stay committed to your new identity. Every time you feel discouraged by what is happening around you, remember that your present circumstances are simply the result of yesterday's beliefs. They are not fixed. They are not permanent. They only continue as long as you keep agreeing with them. What truly matters is not what your senses are reporting today. What matters is what you continue accepting as true within yourself. The moment your inner belief changes, your outer experience begins changing with it. At first, the evidence may seem small. An unexpected opportunity may appear. A surprise payment could arrive. You might receive an idea that opens the door to greater income. You may meet the right person at exactly the right moment. These are not accidents. They are signs that your inner state is beginning to reshape your external world. As you continue living from the feeling of abundance, those small signs grow into undeniable results. Life slowly reorganizes itself to match the assumptions you consistently hold. Eventually, what once existed only in your imagination becomes something you can see, touch, and experience every day. Your only responsibility is persistence. Continue returning to the feeling of already being financially free, regardless of what appears around you. Refuse to let temporary conditions define your future. Know with complete confidence that the prosperity you desire already belongs to you. When you remain faithful to that assumption, your results unfold naturally. They will not feel like luck or coincidence. They will feel like the natural expression of the reality you chose to live from. Take a look at the world around you. Everything seems to move in a straight line from yesterday to today and then into tomorrow. That is how we have been taught to understand life. But there is a deeper perspective. Time is not simply something you move through. Your consciousness determines which version of reality you experience. Every possibility already exists. The version of you who enjoys financial freedom, confidence, and abundance is not waiting years ahead. That version of you exists right now. The only difference is the state of consciousness you choose to occupy.
Most people have been conditioned to believe they must wait. They believe success belongs somewhere in the future after enough struggle, sacrifice, or effort. The moment they say, "One day I will have it," they unknowingly keep placing it beyond their reach. The real shift happens when you stop postponing your desires. Instead of believing abundance is coming, begin accepting that it is already yours. That change in awareness transforms your relationship with time itself. This is more than an inspiring idea, it is a practical principle. What you seek is not separate from you, it is a state of being. The feelings of security, freedom, confidence, and prosperity already exist within your imagination. The moment you genuinely identify with those feelings, your outer world begins moving into harmony with them. This is why some people seem to experience rapid breakthroughs while others spend years waiting. One group lives with expectation, the other lives with uncertainty. Faith moves them forward while doubt keeps the same experiences repeating. Imagine time as a mirror instead of a road. When you constantly tell yourself that your success is still coming, the mirror continues reflecting more waiting. But when you declare that your abundance already exists, life begins responding to that assumption. You are not controlled by time. Time simply reflects the state you consistently occupy. One of the greatest mistakes people make is believing their current circumstances define what is possible. They look at their finances, their environment, and their temporary situation and assume those things represent the truth. But your outer world is only reflecting yesterday's dominant beliefs. If you continue saying your dreams belong in the future, that future never arrives because you keep recreating the experience of waiting. Instead, become the person who already lives the life you desire. Carry yourself with quiet confidence, not because you are pretending, but because you trust the unseen reality more than temporary appearances. When your inner world changes, your outer world begins rearranging itself in remarkable ways. You find yourself meeting the right people without forcing it. Opportunities appear where none existed before. Unexpected ideas arrive. Seemingly random events begin connecting perfectly. What once looked like coincidence becomes the natural consequence of your new assumptions. This is why some people appear to manifest effortlessly. They do not spend their lives hoping, they assume. They live from the end result. Because they do not constantly question whether it will happen, reality has space to organize itself around their certainty. The simplest way to step into this experience is to stop placing your dreams somewhere ahead of you. Replace the words, "I will have it," with, "It is already part of my life." Feel yourself living that reality now. Experience the gratitude, peace, confidence, and freedom that naturally come with already having everything you once desired. The longer you remain in that state, the faster your physical world begins reflecting it. You are not here to force life into submission. You are here to align yourself with the version of reality you wish to experience. The successful, abundant version of you is not waiting for the perfect opportunity. That version already exists. The moment you claim it as your identity, time is no longer an obstacle. It becomes the bridge carrying your assumptions into visible form. There is also a widespread misunderstanding about money and success. Since childhood, many people have been taught that endless effort and constant struggle are the only paths to abundance. They are told that suffering is necessary before success can arrive. But observe those who naturally create wealth. Do they constantly live under pressure, fear, and exhaustion? More often than not, they carry themselves with confidence, certainty, and calm expectation. Real abundance is not born from struggle. It grows from alignment. The harder you fight from a place of lack, the more you reinforce the belief that wealth is distant and difficult to reach. Every desperate attempt silently repeats the same message: "I don't have enough." When you become obsessed with getting something, fear losing it before you even have it, or constantly wonder when it will arrive, You are unknowingly strengthening the experience of not having it. Every anxious thought is simply another affirmation of absence. The moment you stop identifying with lack and begin identifying with abundance, everything begins to change. Your external reality always follows the story you consistently tell yourself. Choose the story that reflects the life you are ready to experience. The reality you experience on the outside is always responding to what you consistently believe on the inside. If your inner conversation is filled with lack, life reflects more reasons to feel limited. But the moment you stop resisting, stop forcing every outcome, and settle into complete confidence, everything begins to shift. You move into a state where abundance feels natural. Instead of wondering if wealth will arrive, you simply know it belongs to you. From that quiet certainty, prosperity begins flowing with ease. Think about a river making its way toward the ocean. It doesn't fight every obstacle or struggle to keep moving. It naturally finds the smoothest path forward. That effortless movement is its strength. Now imagine filling that river with heavy rocks, trying to control every direction it takes. The water becomes disturbed, its movement slows, and its natural rhythm is interrupted. Your mind works in the same way. Every fearful thought, every anxious question, every belief that success must come through struggle acts like another rock in that river. Instead of allowing abundance to flow, you create resistance that keeps you focused on what you believe is missing. Picture a peaceful lake on a calm morning. The surface is completely still. It reflects the sky with perfect clarity because nothing is disturbing it. That peaceful lake represents a mind that is aligned with abundance. When your thoughts are calm and your confidence remains steady, your inner world reflects prosperity instead of fear. But the moment worry enters your mind, it creates ripples, just like a stone dropped into quiet water. Those ripples distort the reflection. Fear clouds your awareness, making it harder to recognize the opportunities already moving toward you. The first step toward creating a peaceful mind is realizing that wealth is not something outside of you that must be chased. It is something you allow yourself to receive. The moment you stop believing you have to fight for every blessing, you create space for abundance to enter naturally. Fear and doubt create resistance between you and the life you want. Confidence, patience, and inner peace remove that resistance. When you expect prosperity as naturally as you expect the sunrise each morning, you stop wondering if it will arrive. You simply remain open to the countless ways it can appear. This explains why some people seem to attract opportunities with very little effort, while others exhaust themselves chasing the same results. It is not because one group deserves success more than the other. The difference is found in their state of mind. Those who receive easily have stopped arguing with abundance. They already see themselves as prosperous. They no longer obsess over how everything will happen or exactly when it will arrive. They trust the process because in their minds, the outcome is already certain. Your responsibility is not to control every detail of the journey. Your responsibility is to become the version of yourself who already feels financially secure. Walk through each day carrying that confidence. Let your thoughts, choices, and attitude reflect someone who knows they are supported by life. As that identity becomes natural, remarkable things begin happening. Fresh ideas appear effortlessly. Unexpected opportunities show up. Helpful people enter your life at just the right moment. Income begins arriving through paths you never could have planned. The struggle was never the source of abundance. Your inner alignment has always been the real key. The moment you truly understand that wealth responds to a peaceful, trusting mind, your experience begins changing to reflect that understanding. Now look around you. Every impressive building, every successful company, every invention that transformed the world started as nothing more than an invisible idea. Before anyone could touch it, see it, or measure it, someone first imagined it. Everything that exists today was once only a possibility held in someone's mind. That is one of the greatest creative principles you can ever understand. Every physical result begins with an invisible image. Imagination always comes before manifestation. Once this becomes clear, you stop believing your financial future depends entirely on circumstances. Instead, you recognize that your inner vision plays a far greater role than temporary conditions. Many people spend their lives believing money exists somewhere outside themselves. They think wealth depends only on luck, connections, endless effort, or fortunate circumstances. But every lasting achievement begins long before action. It begins with a belief. The individuals who built extraordinary wealth first saw themselves succeeding in their imagination. They experienced the emotions of abundance before their bank accounts reflected it. They allowed their inner world to change first, and eventually their external lives followed. Your imagination is one of the greatest creative abilities you possess. It connects what cannot yet be seen with what will eventually become visible. When you repeatedly picture yourself living in financial freedom and allow yourself to genuinely experience the peace, confidence, and security that come with it, your external reality gradually begins matching that inner picture. This is not about empty fantasy. It is about understanding that consciousness shapes experience. Every lasting change begins within before it appears outside. The mistake most people make is using their imagination against themselves. Instead of imagining opportunity, they replay fear. Instead of seeing abundance, they repeatedly focus on unpaid bills, limitations, and everything they believe is missing. Whatever consistently occupies your attention grows stronger. If your mind continually rehearses struggle, life continues reflecting struggle. If you repeatedly imagine scarcity, scarcity becomes familiar. But the moment you begin filling your imagination with prosperity, confidence, and possibility, your experiences begin shifting in the same direction. History offers countless examples of this principle. Every great fortune, every remarkable invention, every extraordinary achievement existed first as a vision held firmly in someone's mind. Long before success became visible to the world, those individuals believed in it internally. Their imagination created the blueprint long before reality caught up with it. People who create extraordinary success don't wait until they see proof before believing in themselves. Long before the results appeared, they had already accepted success as part of their identity. They carried themselves with confidence, made decisions from abundance, and refused to let temporary circumstances define what was possible. Eventually, the world reflected the picture they had already accepted within. This is why financial freedom seems to come naturally to some people, while others remain trapped in endless struggle. The difference is rarely found in external conditions. It begins with the state of mind they consistently occupy. Protect your imagination because it is constantly shaping your future. Don't allow fear, limitation, or thoughts of scarcity to take control of your inner world. Instead, deliberately fill your mind with images of prosperity, opportunity, confidence, and ease. See yourself already living the life you want. Don't imagine it as something years away. Experience it as though it is your reality now. Feel the peace that comes with financial security. Feel the freedom of having more than enough. Let those emotions become familiar until they feel completely natural. When you practice this consistently, your life begins changing in ways that logic alone cannot explain. Your choices become different. Your reactions change. Your confidence grows. New opportunities begin appearing because you are no longer operating from fear but from expectation. Hard work by itself has never been the complete answer. Many people spend their entire lives working without experiencing true abundance because their thoughts remain rooted in limitation. Meanwhile, those who intentionally train their imagination to expect prosperity rise beyond circumstances because they have already changed the source from which their actions are created. They don't wait for wealth before believing in it. They accept abundance first, and reality gradually catches up. They don't spend their days hoping prosperity will arrive. They mentally live in that reality until it becomes impossible for the outer world not to reflect it. Your imagination is the blueprint from which tomorrow is built. The thoughts you repeatedly entertain, the beliefs you emotionally accept, and the pictures you consistently hold in your mind quietly shape the direction of your life. If your goal is extraordinary wealth, begin by identifying as someone who already possesses it. Feel the confidence that comes with financial freedom. Experience the peace of knowing your needs are always met. Become emotionally familiar with abundance long before you can measure it physically. When that inner identity becomes stable, your external world naturally begins reflecting it. One of the biggest reasons people delay their own success is because they become consumed with figuring out every detail. They constantly ask themselves how the money will arrive, where the opportunity will come from, or what exact sequence of events must happen first. Without realizing it, those questions often reveal uncertainty. A mind that insists on controlling every step is quietly admitting it does not fully trust the outcome. The real power lies in keeping your attention on the destination rather than obsessing over the route. The abundance you desire already exists as a possibility. Your role is not to engineer every detail of how it reaches you. Your role is to remain faithful to the end result and allow life to organize the path. Think about planting a seed in the ground. Once it has been planted, you don't dig it up every morning to check whether it has started growing. You trust the process, knowing that invisible work is happening beneath the surface. The same principle applies here. There is an intelligence far beyond what the conscious mind can calculate. It continuously organizes people, timing, ideas, and opportunities in ways you could never fully predict. Its role is to arrange the path. Your role is simply to remain aligned with the feeling that your desire has already been fulfilled. The moment you become obsessed with controlling every detail, you interrupt the natural flow. The harder you try to force every outcome, the more resistance you create. Think about water flowing downhill. It naturally finds the easiest route without effort. But the moment you attempt to trap and force it into rigid directions, its movement becomes restricted. Your relationship with abundance works the same way. When you insist that wealth can only arrive through one specific path, you unknowingly close yourself to countless possibilities that already exist. Instead, release the need to control every step. Keep your attention on the certainty of the outcome. As your trust deepens, opportunities begin appearing from directions you never considered. Look at those who built remarkable success. Very few of them knew every detail before they began. What they possessed was a vision so clear and a belief so steady that each next step revealed itself at the perfect moment. People who consistently create abundance don't spend their lives chasing money or worrying over every possibility. They stay focused on the destination with such confidence that life gradually reveals the road ahead. You do not have to know exactly where your financial breakthrough will come from. The right ideas, conversations, partnerships, and opportunities have a way of appearing when your mind is no longer consumed by doubt. Life contains more possibilities than a logical mind can imagine. Abundance is never limited to one source. It can reach you through countless channels if you remain open enough to receive it. Imagine standing in front of a closed door and spending all your energy trying to force it open. While your attention remains fixed there, you completely miss another doorway nearby that has been open the entire time. That is often how abundance works. It is not created through force. It appears through alignment, openness, and trust. See yourself as someone who is already financially secure. Feel the confidence, peace, and freedom that naturally belong to that identity. Stop carrying the burden of figuring everything out. That responsibility does not belong to you. The more deeply you trust, the more naturally events begin falling into place. As doubt fades, momentum grows. Life starts arranging itself in ways that seem almost impossible to predict. Your prosperity is not trying to avoid you. In many ways, it is already moving toward you. The only thing that delays it is resistance. Release the need to control every detail. Stay committed to the outcome and allow unseen opportunities to connect the pieces in ways your imagination could never have planned. Gratitude is one of the clearest expressions of genuine belief. When you are truly grateful, you are no longer waiting, hoping, or wondering whether something will happen. Gratitude quietly declares that in your heart, it already belongs to you. This is where many people misunderstand the process. They believe appreciation comes after receiving the result. But authentic gratitude begins before the evidence appears. It is the inner confirmation that what you have accepted in consciousness is already becoming part of your experience.